Have you ever stared at your to-do list, knowing exactly what needs to be done, but somehow found yourself scrolling through social media or reorganizing your desk instead? Why is it that the most important tasks, the ones that could truly move the needle in our lives, are often the ones we avoid the most? If you've ever wondered why procrastination feels so hard to beat, you're not alone. It's a universal struggle, and it's exactly what Tracy tackles in his classic book, Eat That Frog. The title comes from a quirky but unforgettable metaphor. If the first thing you do each morning is eat a live frog, you can go through the rest of the day knowing the worst is behind you. In other words, if you tackle your biggest, most important task first, everything else becomes easier. Whether you're a professional, a student, or just someone who wants to make better use of your time, this book is your roadmap to getting more done, feeling less stressed, and achieving your goals. Tracy distills decades of research on productivity, time management, and personal effectiveness into 21 practical principles. His core message is simple but powerful. You'll never have enough time to do everything, but you always have enough time to do the most important thing. Tracy's approach isn't about working harder or longer, it's about working smarter. By identifying your frogs, your most important high-impact tasks, and tackling them first, you can make real progress every day. The book is packed with strategies, stories, and exercises to help you break the cycle of procrastination and take control of your time. Let's dive into each of the 21 principles, breaking them down with stories, examples, and actionable steps you can use right away. Set the table. Have you ever tried to cook a meal without knowing what you're making? You end up with a mess and probably still hungry. Tracy's first principle is all about clarity. Before you can be productive, you need to know exactly what you want to achieve. Vague goals lead to vague results. Think of your goals as a recipe. The clearer the instructions, the better the outcome. Write down your goals, break them into actionable steps, and prioritize them. This isn't just about work applied to your health, relationships, or personal growth. Tonight, write down your top 3 goals for the next year. Be specific. Instead of get fit, try run a 5K by December. Remember the last time you felt lost or overwhelmed? Clarity is the antidote. When you know what you want, every step feels purposeful. Here's the deal. You can't hit a target you can't see. Set your table before you start cooking. Clarity is power. Get specific about what you want. Plan every day in advance. Ever wake up and feel like you're already behind? That's what happens when you don't plan ahead. Tracy swears by spending just 10 minutes each night mapping out tomorrow. A written plan is your roadmap to productivity. Picture 2 friends, Alex and Sam. Alex plans his day the night before, while Sam just wings it. By noon, Alex has already knocked out his biggest task, while Sam is still figuring out what to do first. Before bed, jot down your top 3 priorities for tomorrow. When you wake up, you'll know exactly where to start. Think about the last time you had a plan and everything just clicked. That's the power of preparation. Let me break it down for you. A little planning tonight saves a lot of stress tomorrow. A plan in hand is peace of mind. Apply the 80/20 rule to everything. What if you could get 80% of your results from just 20% of your efforts? The Pareto Principle says that a small fraction of your activities produce the majority of your results. Tracy urges you to find those high-impact tasks. If you're a student, maybe 2 subjects are responsible for most of your grades. If you're in sales, a handful of clients bring in most of your revenue. Look at your to-do list. Circle the 1 or 2 tasks that will make the biggest impact. Start there. When was the last time you felt truly productive? Chances are, you were working on your vital few. Think about it this way. Not all tasks are created equal. Focus on the few that matter most. The bottom line? Focus beats multitasking every time. Consider the consequences. What if the choices you make today could change your life a year from now? Tracy says the most important tasks are those with the biggest long-term consequences. Don't just react, think ahead. Imagine you have 2 tasks: answering emails or preparing for a big presentation. Which one will matter more a month from now? That's your frog. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do today that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? How would your life look different if you always chose the task with the biggest payoff? Here's the question. What will happen if you do or don't complete this task? The future is shaped by what you do today. Choose wisely. Practice creative procrastination. What if procrastination could actually help you get more done? Tracy suggests you should procrastinate on purpose, but only on the things that don't matter much. Think of your to-do list as a garden. You can't water every plant, so you focus on the ones that will bear the most fruit. Pick one low-value task and decide not to do it today. Use that time for something more important. When was the last time you said no to something and felt a weight lift off your shoulders? Surprise! Not all procrastination is bad. Say no to the trivial, so you can say yes to the vital. Deliberate neglect of the unimportant is a superpower. Use the ABCDE method continually. Ever wish you had a magic formula for sorting your priorities? Tracy's ABCDE method is like sorting your laundry. Some things need attention now. Others can wait. Label your tasks. A, must do, serious consequences. If not done, your frog. B, should do, mild consequences. C, nice to do, no consequences. D, delegate, someone else can do it. E, eliminate, no value at all. Label your tasks tonight. Start with your A's tomorrow. How much lighter would you feel if you only focused on what truly matters? Let's get practical. Not all tasks are equal. Prioritize ruthlessly. Sort, prioritize, and conquer. Focus on key result areas. What if you could double your results by focusing on just a few things? Every job has a few key areas that really matter. Tracy calls these your key result areas. If you're a teacher, it's lesson planning and teaching, not paperwork. If you're a manager, it's leading your team and making decisions. List your main responsibilities. Which ones drive your results? Spend more time there. When was the last time you felt truly in your element, doing what you do best? Here's the deal. Do more of what matters most. Focus on your core strengths for maximum impact. Apply the law of 3. What if just 3 tasks could make all the difference in your success? Out of everything you do, there are usually 3 tasks that contribute the most to your results. Find them and make them your priority. If you're a freelancer, your top 3 might be finding clients, delivering work, and invoicing. Write down all your tasks. Circle the top 3 that move the needle. Focus there. How would your life change if you spent most of your time on your big 3? Let me break it down. The big 3 are your secret weapon. Less is more when you focus on what matters. Prepare thoroughly before you begin. Ever start a project, only to realize you're missing something crucial? Preparation is half the battle. Tracy says to gather everything you need before you start your main task. Imagine you're baking a cake. You don't want to realize you're out of eggs halfway through. Gather your ingredients first. Before starting your main task, make sure you have everything you need: notes, tools, coffee. Remember the last time you had to stop mid-task to find something? Frustrating, right? Think about it. Preparation prevents procrastination. Set yourself up for success before you start. Take it one oil barrel at a time. Does your biggest goal feel overwhelming? What if you could break it down into bite-sized pieces? Crossing a desert, you see oil barrels marking the path. You can't see the end, but you can see the next barrel. Just get to the next one. Writing a book? Don't worry about the whole thing. Just write one page today. Break big projects into small steps. Focus on the next step, not the whole journey. When was the last time you made progress by just taking it one step at a time? Here's a metaphor. Progress is made one step at a time. Small steps lead to big results. Upgrade your key skills. What if getting better at one thing could make everything easier? The better you are at something, the easier it becomes. Tracy says to keep learning and improving. Think of a musician who practices daily. Over time, playing becomes second nature. Pick one skill that would make your work easier. Spend 15 minutes a day improving it. How would your confidence grow if you mastered a key skill? Here's the truth. Invest in yourself. It pays the best dividends. Skill building is a productivity multiplier. Leverage your special talents. What if your natural strengths were the key to your success? What are you naturally good at? Tracy says to use your strengths to your advantage. If you're a people person, use that to network or lead teams. If you're analytical, tackle complex problems. Identify your top strength. Find a way to use it in your most important task tomorrow. When was the last time you felt in the zone, doing what you do best? Let's get personal. Play to your strengths for maximum impact. Your unique talents are your superpower. Identify your key constraints. What's the one thing holding you back from your goals? Every goal has a bottleneck. Find it and fix it. Imagine a factory where one slow machine holds up the whole line. Fix that and everything speeds up. Ask yourself, what's the one thing slowing me down? Brainstorm ways to overcome it. How would your life change if you removed your biggest obstacle? Here's the question. Remove obstacles to unlock progress. Find the bottleneck and you'll find your breakthrough. Put the pressure on yourself. What if you became your own toughest coach? Don't wait for someone else to set deadlines. Be your own boss and set your own standards. Athletes train hard even when no one's watching. That's how they win. Set a timer for your next task. Race against the clock and see how much you can get done. When was the last time you surprised yourself by rising to a challenge? Here's the deal. Self-imposed pressure leads to self-made success. Push yourself, and you'll go further than you think. Maximize your personal powers. What if your energy, your time was your most valuable resource? You can't pour from an empty cup. Take care of your health, energy, and well-being. Think of your body as a smartphone. If you never recharge, it dies. Same goes for you. Schedule breaks, eat well, and get enough sleep. Notice how much more you get done. When was the last time you felt truly energized and unstoppable? Let's get real. Your energy is your most valuable asset. Recharge to perform at your best. Motivate yourself into action. What if motivation wasn't something you waited for, but something you created? Motivation often follows action, not the other way around. Talk to yourself like a coach. When you feel stuck, say, I can do this. Just start. Often, starting is all you need. Write down a positive affirmation and put it on your desk. Read it when you need a boost. When was the last time you felt proud for just getting started? Here's the secret. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Start moving, and motivation will follow. Get out of the technological time sinks. Ever lose an hour to your phone and wonder where the time went? Technology is a double-edged sword. Don't let email, social media, and notifications steal your time. Ever check your phone for just a minute and lose an hour? We've all been there. Turn off notifications for an hour. Use that time for deep work. How would your day change if you controlled technology instead of the other way around? Let's be honest. Control technology, don't let it control you. Protect your focus from digital distractions. Slice and dice the task. What if you could make any big task feel manageable? If a task feels overwhelming, break it into bite-sized pieces. Tracy calls this salami slicing. If you need to write a report, start with the outline. Then write one section at a time. List the steps for your next big task. Do just the first one today. When was the last time you made progress by just doing a little at a time? Here's a trick. Small slices make big tasks manageable. Break it down and get it done. Create large chunks of time. What if you could protect your most productive hours like a fortress? Big tasks need big blocks of uninterrupted time. Schedule these chunks and protect them. Imagine trying to write a novel in 5-minute bursts. It's impossible. You need focus. Block out an hour tomorrow for your most important task. Guard it like treasure. How would your results change if you had more deep work time? Let me break it down. Deep work needs deep time. Protect your time, and you'll protect your progress. Develop a sense of urgency. What if you could train yourself to act fast and decisively? Successful people act quickly. Cultivate a bias for action, don't wait for perfect conditions. Think of entrepreneurs who launch before everything's perfect. They learn as they go. For your next task, set a tight deadline and start immediately. When was the last time you felt the thrill of moving fast and getting things done? Here's the deal. Speed beats perfection. Act new momentum is your friend. Single-handle every task. What if you could finish every important task you started? Once you start your most important task, stick with it until it's done. No multitasking. Imagine a chef who starts a dish, then leaves to do something else. The meal never gets finished. Pick your frog, start it, and don't stop until it's done. How would your confidence grow if you finished what you started every time? The bottom line, finish what you start every time. Completion is the ultimate productivity hack. So, here's your challenge. Pick one principle from today's summary and commit to trying it tomorrow. Maybe it's planning your day in advance, blocking out a chunk of time, or just eating that frog first thing. Small steps, taken consistently, lead to big changes. Pause here and think. Which principle speaks to you the most? How would your life look different if you made it a habit? If you have to eat 2 frogs, eat the ugliest one first. Eat That Frog isn't just a book about time management, it's a call to action. It's about reclaiming your time, your focus, and your life. The frogs will always be there, but now you have the tools to face them head on. So, what's your frog? Are you ready to eat it? Let's make today the day you stop procrastinating and start living your most productive, fulfilling life. You've got this.